to ask great questions,
contribute solutions,
and transform society for the better.
I'm listening. Are you?
To thrive in a fast-changing world.
Tune in to 92.3 Nigeria Info. Keep your dial locked for sustainable development.
It's 6 o'clock.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning, it's Tuesday, July 15, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma. On the news this morning. Rivers Administrator swears in new RISIEC civil service and health board members. Rivers civil servants reject new contributory pension scheme. Final respect as former President Buhari's body arrives for burial today. Rivers Judiciary refutes claim of court injunction against sole administrator. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump threatens Russia with tariffs while unveiling Ukraine weapons plan. I'm Ifechu Kumoyile with the news. Now, the Rivers State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, has charged the newly reconstituted members of the State Independent Electoral Commission, RISIEC, to conduct free, fair, transparent, and credible elections at the grassroots level. Administrator Ibas gave the charge while swearing in members of the commission at the Government House yesterday. He also charged them to resist bias, favoritism, and external interference while restoring public confidence in the electoral process.
Been entrusted with a sacred duty to uphold the will of the people and to midwife and safeguard the democratic process in Rivers State. The task before you is clear but demanding. You have to conduct free, fair, credible and transparent elections at the local government level. You have to ensure that the electoral process reflects the true will of the people, devoid of bias, favoritism and external interference. You have to restore and sustain public confidence in the electoral system.
He also assured them that his administration will not interfere with their duties.
I want to show you that this administration remains committed to providing you with the necessary support and an enabling environment to carry out your constitutional mandate effectively. We will not interfere with your operations, but we will hold you accountable for upholding the highest standard of integrity and service. An important area I would like to emphasize on is the voter education. It is very important that the political parties and our people are very well informed about your activities and plans.
The Rivers State Administrator also inaugurated the Rivers State Civil Service Commission, where he announced plans for extensive training programs with a committee set up to overhaul the public service framework.
Since my appointment as administrator here in Rivers State, the civil service has embarked on various training and capacity building programs. More are lined up in the coming weeks. I have directed the acting head of service to set up a committee to draw up extensive frameworks and guidelines for a comprehensive overhaul of the public service. We are therefore counting on this commission that I've just inaugurated to lead the reform of the civil service, to adopt digital tools in managing personnel.
He also tasked the Rivers State Local Government Service Commission, which were also sworn in to ensure professionalism and discipline in local government administration.
This administration has also embarked on some reforms in the entire public service of Rivers State. Shortly, the biometric capture and verification exercise will begin, including the local government areas for all our workers. It is our hope that the outcome will be a veritable tool for proper planning. You must ensure that every appointment and promotion reflects merit. You must provide training opportunities that build capacity. And you must be firm and fair in disciplinary issues.
Our correspondent reports that the administrator also inaugurated the Rivers Primary Healthcare Management Board with a charge to revitalize healthcare delivery across the 23 local government areas in the state. As you may know, Chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RISIEC, is Dr. Michael Ode, with Professor Arthur Nwafo, Professor Joyce Akaniwo, and others as members. Now, in the newly inaugurated Civil Service Commission, Dr. Livinus Bariki is the chairman, while the members are Lord Egopija, Mrs. Maeve Bestman, and others. The chairman of the Local Government Service Commission is Mr. Israel Amadi, while retired Rear Admiral Emmanuel Ofik, Dr. Tonye Peppo, and others are members. For the Primary Healthcare Board, Dr. Dawari George is the chairman. Dr. Chituru Adiele is the executive director. Professor Kaladada Korobo and representatives from key ministries make up the members. Now, on Monday, the Rivers State Judiciary denied report that Justice Frank Onyiri of the State High Court issued an injunction stopping the sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, from inaugurating members of the Rivers State Civil Service Commission. In a statement issued by the Deputy Chief Registrar, Menenen Poromon, the judiciary described the report as false, malicious, and lacking any truth. The statement said no such order was given by Justice Onyiri or any other judge of the High Court of Rivers State. He urged the public to disregard the information and to confirm any such report directly from the office of the Chief Registrar, High Court of Rivers State. Meanwhile, some political party leaders in Rivers State are sharing their expectations for the newly appointed members of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RISIEC, as pressure mounts for fresh local government elections. Former Labour Party chairman in the state, Favour Ruben, says the new RISIEC should adopt and adjust the August 9 timetable earlier released by the dissolved commission led by retired Justice Adolfo Senebeli. He made this known in an interview with correspondent Siobi Oruware.
What timetable have been given and the timetable is running, I think the only thing they will do is to adjust that timetable. And some processes was already commencing before the state of emergency occurred. So I think that they are going to rely on that timetable. The only thing they will do is to extend the date to accommodate some other thing they are supposed to have done to make the 90-day complete. So I don't think they are going to come with new timetable. Because if they come with new timetable, it means that the election will also proceed till October. They should go along with the old timetable, adjust the date from the 9th to maybe 9th of September.
Mr. Ruben also advised that once sworn in, the new commission should immediately begin engaging with key stakeholders to make up for lost time.
What are their plans concerning the election? You cannot use state of emergency to pick in people into local government election, local government position. I am sure that the moment they swear them in, they will call for stakeholder, which it is normal. Because without calling for a stakeholder, then there will be no proper thing they are going to do. So let's wait till after they are swearing in and see if they refuse to call for stakeholder meeting and they cannot use state of emergency to run local government election because nobody will come out.
On the spot, the spokesperson of the Tony Okocha-led APC in the state, Chibike Ikenga, said the commission should work strictly with existing laws guiding local government elections in Rivers State.
There are laws governing the administration of elections, and I'm sure that they will take due cognizance of that and deal as quickly as possible. I was in charge of public affairs, political clearance. I think that there are laws that govern how election management is done. That law emanates from our GONOM, our Electoral Act, and as well as the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission and local government laws. So they will abide by them and deal accordingly.
Ikenga added that Rivers people are looking forward to an inclusive and transparent local government election process.
They are poised to ensuring free, fair, credible election and inclusive election, following the due processes of law, to ensuring that they dot the I's and cross all the T's, so we can have an election that the people actually participated in and the outcome of which will be determined by the people. I think that that's what we expect from them, and that will be uhuru for all.
Recall that retired Justice Adolfo Senebeli, who previously chaired RISIEC, had fixed August 9 for the elections, but before the commission was dissolved by the state sole administrator, who has now appointed new members. Moving on now, some Rivers State civil servants have expressed displeasure with the decision by the Rivers State sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, to start a contributory pension scheme. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, they said the scheme does not favor those already in the service, noting that the new scheme should apply only to new recruits. They also urged the administrator to allow current civil servants to continue under the old pension arrangement.
A bank should need that contributing pension. We don't want him to come and start introducing contributing pension, which we know does not favor the workers, and the workers don't need it. Now, some people, they are putting 30 years, 40 years. For some time, for years, they've not employed civil servants. Who are you going to start the scheme with? Now, when are you going to start the program, and how will they benefit it? So if we want to start this program, the people are going to employ fresh now. Then that's one the case can favor them.
I think that contributing pension scheme is really a scam. We don't want it. All civil servants are weeping over it. Affect civil servants so negatively. We're not seeing anything positive over it.
Sunday just playing his role as a sole administrator. He has nothing to offer to us. But what happens next? This one, civil servants will no more receive their constitution. Let's go to the normal civil servant routine. My own view is to start this. It's not beneficial to civil servants in any way.
The civil servants also expressed uncertainty about the sustainability of the scheme, especially as the administrator's tenure is temporary. Now, the chairman of the Nigeria Civil Service Union in Rivers State, Chuks Osuma, also spoke on this.
They've been deducted from us, then the state government is not paying their part, then they will tell us they will pay how many percent. At the end of the day, nothing happens. It shouldn't be for us. In our record of service, where we were employed, there is nothing like contributory pension. Those are some things that lead to people going to court. So you follow this orderly. If you are employing new people, the condition in their service should be that they will join contributory pension. So as they are being employed, they know. But this is halfway. You just, when people are about to retire, you say you are introducing contributory pension. We should be reasonable at times.
Well, the Rivers State chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Alex Agwanwo, explains why the union agreed to start the contributory pension scheme now.
After exhaustive deliberation and negotiation, we were able to agree on some principles that government should pay all the backlog, which government also committed that are going to pay all the backlogs from current down to the whatever the scheme starts or whatever government stop paying. So we're going to also pay the current value. The scheme is an investment scheme. That both the interest and current value will be paid progressively backward. Contribution is 10% on the part of employers, 10% for workers. But we also told government that in order to compensate for issue of payment of gratuity, they have to increase their own payments. Government increase their payment from 10% to 17% to cover up for gratuity.
Mr. Agwanwo added that the union will closely monitor the implementation and ensure the government fulfills its promise to resolve concerns about unpaid gratuities. Recall that over the weekend, the sole administrator announced that the contributory pension scheme will begin this month following consultations with labor leaders in the state. Coming up next, final respect as former President Buhari's body arrives for burial today. Stay with us.
God be with Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The immediate past chairman of Kana local government area, Martins Wibo, has restated his support and loyalty to the suspended governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara. A statement by his senior special assistant on media, Ledugo Raymond, said he said this while speaking to his supporters and stakeholders in Kana during a meeting at his residence on Sunday. He urged them to honor the reconciliation between the FCT minister and the governor, even though the outcome was different from what some of them may have expected. We will emphasize the importance of political stability and unity in the council and state in general. He called on all political stakeholders in Kana to put their differences aside and work together to foster internal unity and cohesion for the growth of the state. The meeting was attended by former Deputy Speaker State Assembly, Befi Nwile, and former Council Chairman Letam Alabi Kosi, as well as former councillors. Away from that, the Ogoni Liberation Initiative has formally issued a demand notice to the NNPC regarding a compensation amount of $300 million intended for the oil-impacted communities within OML 11. The group's president, Douglas Fabeke, stated that the notice was acknowledged by the NNPC yesterday, following its delivery by their team of senior advocates. The notice emphasizes that the NNPC has yet to fulfill the agreed payment of $300 million to the Ogoni communities as part of an out-of-court settlement resulting from the oil spillage linked to the operations of OML 11. It explained that an out-of-court settlement was reached in August 2022 between the NNPC and the Ogoni communities through the effort of Dr. Douglas Fabeke following a lengthy legal battle. Dr. Fabeke warned that if the NNPC does not adhere to the terms of the agreement, his group and the communities will be compelled to initiate new legal proceedings. He emphasized that they would take legal action to prevent any resumption of oil exploration until their demands are properly addressed. In other news, the body of former President Muhammadu Buhari is expected to arrive in Katsina State by noon today. A military ceremony will be held at the airport, after which President Tinubu will personally receive the remains. The body will then be transported to Daura for the Janaiza, which is the funeral prayer and interment at his residence at 2 p.m. in line with Islamic rite. 25 Federal Executive Council members have been directed to attend the burial and remain in Daura for the third-day prayers on Wednesday. Now, President Tinubu declared a 7-day national mourning period from Sunday, July 13, with flags flying at half-mast nationwide. A public holiday has also been declared today to honor the late president. The special Federal Executive Council meeting scheduled for today has been postponed to Friday, July 18. Mourners have begun visiting Buhari's Daura residence to pay their respect, with increased security observed around the Emirate Council. Meanwhile, arrangements continue at the London clinic for the release of his remains. Tribute have poured in from across Nigeria and the international community celebrating President Buhari as a man of integrity and statesmanship. He served as a military ruler from 1984 to 1985 and later as a civilian president from 2015 to 2023. President Tinubu has approved the constitution of an interministerial committee to coordinate a befitting state burial for the former president. As part of the national mourning, President Tinubu has also directed all ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, to open condolence registers for members of the public to pay their respect. Additional condolence registers will be opened at Nigerian embassies and missions abroad, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center in Abuja. Recall that Buhari died in London on Sunday, July 13, at 82 following a prolonged undisclosed illness.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
U.S. President Donald Trump has announced the U.S. will send top-of-the-line weapons to Ukraine via NATO countries, while also threatening Russia with severe tariffs if a deal to end the war is not reached within 50 days. It followed a meeting with NATO Chief Mark Rutte in Washington. Rutte confirmed the U.S. had decided to massively supply Ukraine with what is necessary through NATO and that the European would foot the bill. Well, on the news this morning, you heard Rivers Administrator has sworn in the new RISIEC Civil Service and Health Board members. Rivers Judiciary has refuted claim of court injunction against sole administrator. Rivers civil servants have rejected the new contributory pension scheme. Nigeria is paying her final respect as former President Buhari's body arrives for burial today. On the foreign scene, you heard U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened Russia with tariffs while unveiling Ukraine weapons plan. The news was edited by Chioma Ezewafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyele. Many thanks for listening.